Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. I think what we'll do is do questions in the room first, then go to the call. So if any colleagues want to ask any questions in Italian, please go ahead. Tim, good to see you. Kick us off, please.
Will do. Katie, first of all, I just wanted to get both yours and the squad's reaction, obviously, to the sad news about Beth Mead's injury this week.
Yeah, look, obviously it's devastating for her. Coming off the pitch with an injury like that. It's she's been so important for us over the last few years, and even the high she was on at the minute in terms of her sort of personal achievements, having such a good Euros and a great start to the season for us as a team. She's going to be a massive loss, but we've got a fantastic medical team around the club, and they'll be doing their utmost to try get her back. But yeah, massive loss and devastated for her, but she's got great support in our team, and we'll be rallying around her for sure.
Go ahead, Tim. Go on, Tim.
My second question, there we go. Probably on a slightly more kind of positive note. I know we've spoken before about Joe Montemurro and what he did for your career at Arsenal, particularly at a time when you felt that your time at the club was over, obviously coming face to face with the Joe team tomorrow night. I don't know whether you've had the chance to speak to him yet, but just how nice will it be to see Joe again, basically?
Yeah, no, of course. I've not seen him since he left the club. That was a few years ago. It's no secret that I've got the utmost respect for Joe and kind of how he helped me grow as a player and kept me within the Arsenal setup when I came back from loan on Glasgow. I know how he loves to play football, and he's so passionate about it, and for sure, and having looked at Juventus and some of the results over the last few years within European football, and how good they've been, it's no secret that Joe's really has got his identity within the team, and it's going to be a really difficult game tomorrow night. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing him. I've not seen him in a while, as I said. But yeah, he's a big part of my career, and but yeah, he'll be in the other dugout tomorrow night, I suppose.
Cheers, Tim. Prego.
Ciao, Giovanni Albanese, Gazzetta. Ti chiedo...
Sorry.
Ciao, Giovanni Albanese, Gazzetta. Ti chiedo quali sono i punti di forza che riconosci o riconoscete alla Juventus. Grazie.
I take these off. Yeah, look, obviously we've looked at Juventus and their strengths, and having seen and reviewed some footage in previous games they've played, we know they love to play. They love to play football, and as I kind of spoke about, that's Joe Montemurro's style of play. He loves to have technical ability within the team. They've got some pacey wingers in Bernstein as well, and it'll be a massive test for us. They had a terrific result against Lyon, and for sure they'll be wanting to put on a great performance tomorrow night, and we have to do our utmost to try keep them at bay.
Anything else in the room? Nothing. We'll go to the call. Any hands on the call to ask Katie a question?
I don't need this, do I?
I'm good. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, Katie, hope you're well. It's been a pretty fabulous start in the group stage, really. Two great results. What do you feel as players you can do better, going into the...
Dan, go ahead. I think you just muted at the end there.
Can you hear me there?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You were just muted at the end.
All right, lovely. Yeah, Katie, I was just saying there, you've had two great results in the group stage. Is there anything you feel you can do a little better, and even, push on to another level in the next four games in the...
Yeah, I'll just answer that,
Yeah.
Yeah, look, obviously it's been a fantastic start to the season in terms of obviously league and then obviously the Champions League as well. We've had some really good results, and for us it's about, because of the schedule and how many games there are this side of Christmas, it's about taking it each game as it comes, and I feel like for us we've understood that, and made sure we know each task, we know our roles and responsibilities going onto the pitch, and really backing in our game plan, whatever that may be. And obviously we'll have a set up tomorrow night that we'll be looking to utilise, and obviously do all we can to kind of get the result. But for us, it's a cliche, but it's taking it each game as it comes. We've got a lot of games, and we just want to make sure we're competitive in each game we play. We've got continuity within how we play, and I think through our performances you can really see our identity within that as well.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Emma, was there a hand from you there?
No, not from me.
Okay, good stuff. Anything further for Katie from either the call or here in the room? Okay, we'll leave it there with Katie. Be along with Jonas shortly. Let's do it.
Bye. Say ciao.
Hello again. Tim, would you like to do the honours?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Jonas. Around Beth Mead's injury, quite ominously, a couple of weeks ago, you talked about how many injuries there were for big players in women's football at the moment, and particularly with Arsenal's injury situation, you haven't been able to rotate those wide positions. I know it's difficult to be certain, but do you think there's, an element of fatigue or loading in the injury that Beth got?
It's a good question. It's hard to answer, of course, because you don't know all the variables in it. Player loading and fatigue is obviously something that we constantly monitor and we're concerned about. So if that would have been a factor that would have been obvious for us leading up to this game, then we wouldn't have played her. But then it still can happen, which makes it so difficult, of course. And when you see the amount of injuries, yes, I think the schedule of games, especially for players playing tournaments, it doesn't help with the injury situation.
And my other question as well is, when we spoke a few weeks ago when Leah and Hafa were out, and I asked you about whether the kind of structure of the defence, or not the structure of the defence, whether the team would have to change a little bit. Now obviously you've lost Beth and Kim, who are two players who just always play. Does that lead to another kind of tweak for you, do you think?
I think you can't take things for granted. I think one of my biggest reflections from the Man United game was that when you change players, you're not only changing one player, you're basically putting out a new team out there. And that means that everything you now do, you have to start from the basics. And you can't take for granted that just because we did something 3 weeks ago, that will per automatic happen again. And so that's where we need to work with, and don't forget the basics. So we're building block by block, and don't think that we can start building on something we had 5 weeks ago. And I think I made a mistake before the United game with that, even if time was short. And now we put that right here for the Juventus game.
Anything else from the room before we go to the call? Emma.
Hi, Jonas. I just wanted to ask, first of all, about Beth Mead as well. As Tim mentioned, how is she, and how has the team reacted? Obviously, knowing that it's such a serious injury for her.
The team and people in and around the club been very supportive, and I hope Beth can feel that we all care for her, and we all want to do the best for her in a tough time like this.
And obviously now that means that sort of is there more pressure on the rest of the team to step up and sort of take on the responsibility that she had, being such a key player as part of your team in both scoring goals and creating them too?
The responsibility in a team is always shared in a team sport. It's never individual outputs that are measured. It's always the team that will have an output. And just like I was answering Tim before, now it comes obviously on me to select a team that can create as good output as possible together, and that's the challenge that we have ahead or in front of us here now.
Thanks, Emma. Dan?
Hi, Jonas. Hope you're well. What have you kind of taken away from Juventus's first two performances in the group?
That they're a very competitive team. I think Juventus as a club in Women's Champions League have shown that consistently over the last seasons, that they can compete with any team in Europe, and they've been doing it very well. So we have a lot of respect for them, and we understand and we are fully aware of that it will take a very good performance from us tomorrow in order for us to get the result we want.
How do you feel that the Italian league compares? Obviously, it's somewhere behind the Super League, but how do you feel that the Italian league compares in terms of the growth towards, the league that, it's becoming, if you like?
I think you see massive growth in Italian club football on the women's side. I think there are a lot of teams that are competitive. I see exciting games when I watch the Italian league, and you can see that also in the league table with the points, that it's very competitive there now with the top 6 teams that can qualify for the second round of the season. So definitely one of the leagues in Europe that is most rapidly improving.
Thanks, Jonas. That's great. Cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks, Dan. Eleanor from Sky?
Hi, Jonas. You've had a great start to the group stages. I just wonder, how important is it for you at this point to keep that momentum up and get another win tomorrow?
That's what we're here for, to do our very best in order to try and achieve that. And football is fast in both directions, both when you win and when you lose. And we want to have a total different performance as a team than we had against Manchester United here last Saturday. So that's the most important thing for us, and it's an excellent opportunity to get that right here tomorrow.
We'll come back to the room. Prego.
Sì, salve, mister Giovanni Albanese Gazzetta. In parte ha già risposto sulla Juve, però le chiedo su quali giocatrici avete focalizzato le maggiori attenzioni nella preparazione della partita. Chiaramente giocatrici della Juve, grazie.
The wrong player, because I always like to see my old player play, Sara Björk Gunnarsdottir, but now I heard that she's not available to play tomorrow. I still hope I'll meet her, but I also look forward to see her play again. I think she's a great competitive player that embodies and spirits a lot of the things that I believe is important in football.
Mauro Munno, Juventus News 24. Sappiamo che Lina Hurtig è infortunata, è una giocatrice che viene dalla Juve, che ha fatto fatica ad esprimersi al meglio qui a Torino. Volevo chiedere qual è il suo giudizio sulla sua stagione sino a questo momento. Grazie.
Great talent, Lina. I think her injury now came at a really bad timing. If an injury ever can come at a good timing, this was a really bad timing, because I felt like Lina consistently was starting to put together some really good performances in trainings, and when you see that, you know it's only a matter of time before you will see them shine through on the matches as well. I felt just that momentum was building, and was really looking forward to see her playing more and more for us. And then the injury came, and now we just hope she can get back as quickly as possible again to start building that again.
Okay. Anything else here in the room? Ci sono altre domande in italiano? Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Some good Italian there then.
Got to get my moment.
Even if it was